Hey guys, so I'm testing out this kind of in the field recording video, and something that I wanted to share. I just did on that last video, looking at sushi, trying to find if this is something I want to get into, what is the timing for making that move, and just disclosing that if I move into sushi, it's going to be trading ADA to get into it. So the thing that I didn't cover in the last video, which is actually what I do more often than just looking at that kind of comparison with the line graph over the Bitcoin and sushi graph, is I always do a TA real quick or in depth of the coin that I'm looking at trading. So I just did sushi. We just looked at all those different levels and the different time frames, the different indicators. So let's take a look at ADA in the same moment. What is it likely to do? Where are my prospects? And if I'm looking at targets on the same timeline, if I'm looking at in the next, let's just say, 3 or 4 days to a week, hoping to catch that big move up for sushi, what is ADA going to be potentially doing in that same time frame, do I think? And if it looks like, ADA is even more poised for a bigger breakout, bigger percent gains, I'm better off staying with my ADA. But jumping in here, you can see we've just broken out of this big wedge that we've been in forever, and we have been kind of just going sideways, consolidating, testing that. So there's not been a lot of moves here with ADA. And if I look at my indicators, this is on the daily, so we've got some downward momentum on the daily. I've got a red dot on my market cipher, so probably going back down for another retest. If I'm looking at closer time frames, everything is still kind of moving down in those momentum oscillators for ADA. So I feel pretty confident looking at this that, ADA is not going to just do a huge reversal and shoot up as quickly as I believe sushi is going to. We do have a really awesome, on the weekly for ADA, we had a green dot print at the beginning of this week. We had that RSI cross down in the bottom on the weekly time frame. So I am expecting some great things for ADA coming up. But if I'm looking purely for just a swing trade to catch some of these moves up for sushi, and then probably pile that back into my ADA to catch this next move on the weekly, this is kind of the thought process that I have. So I just want to share that, because doing TA on the coin you're interested in is important, but it's just as important to look at the other opportunities, things that you're currently holding that you might be trading, or even other opportunities in the space. Sushi, I do like it because it is early. Whereas a lot of these ones that we're already seeing with the 30-40% gains, that's because they've kind of done these moves that sushi looks like it's really gearing up to do. So that's the other part of this. TA, the coin that you're looking at, TA, the coin that you are holding and trading, or other opportunities. And then in the end, when you make that decision, I personally, I need to do this more, but I make sure that I kind of center my thinking before I make a trade. I don't want to move out of emotion and then, a few minutes later be like, God, why did I do that? I should have looked at this. I should have looked at that. I usually go through a little mental checklist of making sure that I have done some of these rituals of checking and making sure that I am confident in this move. Because once you do it, you gotta trust it. You gotta trust your own judgment, and you've got to let it play out. The worst thing that you can do is second guess yourself or backpedal or trade around too much. Every time you make a trade, it's a taxable event. So when I move my ADA, which has been gaining, into sushi, I'm going to be paying taxes on whatever that gain was that I am claiming from ADA. So you want to be really diligent in not just going willy-nilly. You want to go willy-woo. So I'll leave it there, and until next time, cheers.